Let's go. 2-minute daily Devo for Tuesday, September 6th. I'm in the New International Reader's Version today, and our verse of the day comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 11. Here's what it says. I have hidden your word in my heart so that I won't sin against you. Psalm 119 is the longest chapter in the Bible, 176 verses, and it is a long read in one sitting, but it's so good, and I encourage you to read it if you got to break it up or whatever. But it talks all about the power of God's word, the power of the wisdom of God, how it's worth more than gold and jewels, and it's a treasure, and it keeps us on the right path and keeps us going to where we should go in our lives. And this verse is no different. I have hidden your word in my heart so that I won't sin against you. Here's the point for you and me as followers of Jesus Christ. We need to make God's word a part of us. Not just something that we read and so it's in our head, but we need to make sure that we read about it, we meditate on it, we think on it, we digest it so that it gets down and becomes part of our hearts, part of our spirits, part of who we are. So that when we're living our lives, we can say, wait a minute, something comes along or an experience or an opportunity to say, hey, I could sin, I could do this. There's choices in front of us. And we say, wait a minute, no, I remember what God's word says. I remember what I read in God's word. It says I should stay away from that and I shouldn't do that and I should help people here and love people there. That's what it means to have God's word inside of our hearts so that we don't sin against God, so that we can live according to God's word. I encourage you to not just spend time here watching Devos and this is great 2 or 3 minutes where you get a little nugget of God's word, but I encourage you, spend time reading God's word. Even if you start 5-10 minutes a day, whatever it is, just start digesting and getting God's word from your head into your heart so that you can start to live it and do what this verse says to keep you from sinning against God. All right, that's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.